This is Ancona Talk. Our channel is for the ambitious, for the hungry, for those who will never quit and always produce results and find a way to succeed. Here you're going to get access to a series of hand-picked interviews conducted by Peter J. Ancona as we explore the strengths, ambitions, and mindsets of the top producers at Ancona Real Estate and also our dedicated community leaders. So we encourage you, keep growing, keep learning, and one day soon, we could end up interviewing you right here. Enjoy today's video. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the brokerage and also participating in Ancona Talk. We're very excited to have you here today where you get to tell your story. And Ancona Talk's all about interviewing our top agents, our most ambitious agents, and even leaders in the community. So I appreciate you being here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back in time.
Okay.
So I want you to think of the time, the moment that you decided or wanted to become a realtor. And I know your background is you're a successful attorney, and this is complementing that. But do you remember when it happened? You're like, I want to be a real estate agent.
So growing up, my grandfather was actually a developer, and then my dad was a realtor turned hard money lender.
Wow.
And when I was a sophomore in college, I wanted to go to law school. And as I was a lawyer, I wanted to get out of it.
Okay.
And I guess at some point after having my kids, I said, I want to pursue my dream of being a successful realtor like I did back when I was in high school. So it's kind of been a lifelong dream to get into the family business, even though it's not maybe a family business, but.
But were you having ice cream watching Netflix and then you like turn to your husband and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it now. Like, do you remember that day?
Kind of. I would say it was probably about a year ago. I was definitely in the trenches and Selling Sunset was on. And I said,
Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset was on. And I said, you know what? I want to be Chriselle. She is happy and she is stylish. And that's what I wanted to do. So now I'm going to do it.
Okay, well, a year later, you got that. You're stylish and happy.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you have this thought, right? And then you make it real. So you go out, you study for the exam. I'm assuming you pass it easy. How does it compare to the bar exam?
Okay. The bar exam is just, to be honest, I studied for a whole month. The course is for real estate, it's a month. The bar was 2 months. The bar is 2 whole days in Tampa in a warehouse with no windows. So the exam for this was definitely easier in the sense that you're only there for like an hour or two, but I was just as nervous. The questions, you have to study. You can't just go in there.
Sure.
Yeah,
even a seasoned lawyer has to study.
Yes, absolutely. You have to, seasoned lawyer, even, I don't know what the exam is in another state, but you have to study. It was not easy.
But you did pass on your first time. Okay, it's pretty cool. And then was it helpful having your legal knowledge while you were doing that exam? Were there things that tied together, some of it?
Some of it tied together. The math, not at all.
The math, that's right. The math is a little interesting.
Yeah, the math is tough. And they guarantee you 10 questions of math. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
yeah.
you pass the exam. You're super excited. You're on your way to a version of Selling Sunset in South Florida.
Correct.
How the heck did we cross paths? How did we find each other in this world? How did you find this company? Do you remember how this all came about?
Probably a little bit of Instagram. I saw your videos. I looked at your website. Love your website. Love your videos. And also wanted somebody that was going to train me, somebody that was going to pay attention. I didn't want to go to a big brokerage. I was just going to be like, here's a computer, good luck. And I have to say, you're fantastic. You teach us, you pay attention to us, you guys answer our questions if we need it. I mean, you're not a normal broker that's just like good luck. You actually hold our hands and make sure that we do everything that we need to be the best version of ourselves. And it's noticeable. It really is. You care about us. No, it's true. I mean, we all notice it. So I was very, very happy when we crossed paths on Instagram, and then you guys had in training, and I was, yeah, everything.
Did we message each other on Instagram, or you
Yes.
reached out through normal email or?
Both. I think I might have called and Jose answered at some point. I was like, are you hiring? And then he explained that, you know, like I said, not like a normal brokerage where you can just hang your license, that you guys have an actual training that we have to go through. And I was very impressed with that. And so then, yeah, we stayed in touch until the very long training day.
And then how surreal is it going from watching that stuff on Instagram and YouTube to like, we're in an interview right now where you're going to be on Instagram and YouTube together? How cool is that?
It's really cool because on Instagram, I'm up to 5,000 followers. My weekly email blast has 5,000 emails that I send to. It's really cool and very surreal. I'm on TikTok now. That's interesting.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Catering to the younger crowd.
I try.
That's pretty awesome. So one of the things in our company is all training and a high standard to give a very professional experience to our clients, right? So the training has morphed over the years into now only 125 hours in a 3-month period with some unbelievable routines to get to that level of professionalism and production. And that all begins with a live day that's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. What did you think of that unbelievable long day with a group of more than 10 people?
Honestly, it was a lot of fun. My favorite part was the breaks. You make us all stand up and clap and like get energized. And I was honestly very nervous. I was like, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm not going to be able to keep my head up. But you keep it interesting. Like, I mean, you have it down to a science. You get all the information. You take notes. You don't need a computer. Everything, you give us that packet. And it's easy to follow and look back to, because now so we were in March and now it's September. I still look at it. It would be better if it was laminated so the pages don't
laminated.
Yeah.
Okay. Could be a graduation present.
Yeah, something like, but with my notes on it. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
As I still look at it, then I'm like, oh, it's ripping.
Right, so you had some energy from that day. You were very excited. Was there an aha moment of maybe something you knew in the past, but it clicked? And you're like, okay, now this is something I'm going to focus on. This is something that I've heard before, but now I got it. Was there that moment?
I think the connector meetings. When you say, you know, meet with somebody every week and like build your network. And when I was a lawyer, I did meet with somebody every week. And I was like, oh, so it's not very different. It's a lot of similarities between you. I mean, you need to build your network, you need to build trust. And I was like, okay, I think I can do that.
That's pretty cool. So you got that from the training, and then you kind of build from there.
Yeah.
And then once that day is done, I have you go out into the field and we build on routines, right? So one of the routines is going to 12 new construction projects in 12 weeks with your group, being immersed in these wonderful developments and in these condos that are millions and millions of dollars, some of the most expensive in actually all of the United States. What was that like, going week in, week out and experiencing this and then using that to sell to your clients?
So my favorite part, always have loved construction because I grew up on construction sites. And so I was super excited to go. I still go, even though the 12 weeks is over. Once a week, I go to a different construction site. Love learning about the buildings, the architect. And what helps is, I mean, when you go to these presentations, you get it very detailed. You get a lot of information. And so you can bring that to your clients. You can present the different options. Like if you want to be on the beach, okay, these 4 on the beach, these are the differences. Or I want something more city-like. Here's some 4 that are very city-like. And you just got to keep going because there keeps being another project. So.
And then what did you think of like seeing all these crazy finishes and quartzes and marbles and fluted this and appliances that are $40,000 and all these wild things?
I was scared I was going to break something, to be honest.
They have lots of insurance.
I'm sure they do. I was like, can I put my drink down? And I was blown away. For me, it was the access to the beach and the views that always got me. But like some of these, like the kitchen appliances, like you don't even have to touch anything. It'll just turn on. You're just like, okay. It was very cool. It definitely brings everything to the next level.
Right.
Like it really makes it real. Like you see it, you touch it, and it's really like these projects are focusing on details, and it makes you even more intrigued and more interested in each project because they look the same on the outside, but on the inside, each one has its own little different niche, and it becomes very interesting.
Well, luxury is in the details, right?
Yes.
That's what we know. If you could pick any project you've seen so far as your dream project, the one that stood out to you, the one that like you went home, you told your family about, and you're like, this is the ultimate, I would buy here in a second. Which project is that for you?
They are building a St. Regis in Sunny Isles.
Yes.
And it is right on the beach. I would move there in a heartbeat. You get all the hotel amenities. Like if you're living at the St. Regis, I would move in there so fast.
It is one of the most impressive projects we've seen.
Yes, the
That's
amenities,
really cool.
They're not missing anything.
I believe the starter price is 7 or 8 million.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And as a fun fact, we're selling a property now where the clients bought there. So that's going to be their end spot once I sell their house.
Very nice.
Which is really cool.
That is really cool.
And then they have those penthouses. I believe the penthouse is 35 million, if I remember the last price that we heard.
Yes.
So maybe you sell the penthouse to the right person.
I wouldn't mind. I'll sell the Rivage penthouse too. That one's real cool.
That one is a lot more.
It's
right?
150. It's $150 million, but it's 3 stories.
That's really cool. Well,
Yeah.
there's 3,000 and change billionaires who could buy it. So
Yeah,
those are the ones we have to find.
Of course.
Tell me about your farm areas. What is I know you do the big condos, right? But you also have your specific farm areas. So what's your bread and butter in terms of farming?
So I live in Parkland.
Parkland.
Broward County.
Very nice neighborhood.
Yes. So because I live there, I've lived there for a couple years. Buying and selling there is, I don't want to say it's easy, but I know the schools, I know the restaurants. So if somebody comes from out of town, I'm able to give them all the information, all the questions they have. And the empty nesters are leaving there, so I get to bring them to the big condos. I'm from Long Island, so I have a lot of people coming from the north that are just, they like the Fort Lauderdale area. I used to live on Las Olas. I lived there for 6 years, so that's another good area. But then I moved to Parkland because my kids needed a backyard. So
yeah, it kind of feels like the Long Island of up here.
Yes.
I like I spent a lot of time in Parkland too. So I had a developer friend who was actually a developer in this area, and he lived in Parkland because of the schools.
Yes.
So he would drive he'd say it was about an hour, more or less, an hour. And he's like, I love to drive because when I get home, it's like this, huge compound. And I saw his house, and it was a huge compound.
I'm sure it was.
At a fraction of what it would cost here.
Correct.
So that 1 hour, you end up saving a tremendous amount of money in that drive, which he recognized. So yeah, a lot of people, they end up doing that Long Island. Let's call it Long Island. Let's call this Manhattan.
We'll call this Manhattan.
That's Long Island. Yeah, Parkland's known for its greenery, its parks, its big homes, its
Yes.
safety, right?
Very
The
safe.
police is unbelievable.
Yes.
It kind of looks like Disney World when you're driving around. Everything's like like a golf course almost. Like
Correct.
the whole place is like a golf course. Right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So that's nice. That's your farm.
Yeah.
How cool is it tying in your legal background with your real estate background where you can help clients in a way that nobody else really can? Because there's very few attorneys and realtors. It almost never exists. So you have this wonderful gift where you could really guide people. So how have your clients gravitated towards you having both?
So I think it's my negotiation skills. I don't know if you can teach that. I think that's something you have to learn over time. So because I was an attorney first, I definitely notice a difference. I'm clear cut and I'm just out strong. And so I think that's the difference. I recognize things quickly.
Okay.
And, you send me a contract, I'll pick up a mistake.
Nice.
But
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
A lot of realtors don't even know how to fill out a contract.
Right, that's quite possible. I'm not gonna, but you guys do train us. I mean, we sit there on the computer. You make us read each page and go through it, so that's very helpful. But I do know how to explain a contract, and I do know how to read it. What I just love about real estate is law is very contentious. Real estate is very happy. People are
Yes.
coming together. And so I get to use those skills without all of the negativity, and
Nice.
that's my favorite part.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then how did your family and friends react to you becoming a realtor when you started shouting it from the mountains that I'm a realtor? Was there a lot of positive reactions? Was there a lot of inner support?
Yes, everyone said that my face was glowing.
Oh, that's cool.
And so
That's
no
cool.
matter what I did, I should stick with real estate because my face was glowing. And my dad wants to know when he can retire.
Nice.
So
Nice. That's cool.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. What would you think is your superpower as an agent or really makes you stand out as unique?
Yeah. Guess other than being a lawyer. I think that because I'm a transient, because I came from the north, which other people do, and I'm a mom, and I think those two things are very important because even when I was a lawyer, people were attracted to that fact that you become relatable that way. And I think that's important. Like, I'm a businesswoman, and I think that helps a lot. I mean, I can read the contract, I can negotiate, and I can be tough,
Okay.
but the soft side of me is kind of cool.
Okay, good, good. So I want to know about that soft side. Something you do for fun that really makes you glow, a hobby, an interest, something that you could do every day with a smile on your face, that time just flies by. Is there something in it for you this is what I love to do?
Orange Theory.
Orange Theory, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a nice big shout out here. If I go to Orange Theory every day, that hour at Orange Theory to me is just it gives me get in there in the morning, and that is my hour, and it gives me energy for the whole day.
Wow.
I get home, I wake up, my kids wake up, they give me a big hug. Of course, they're my pride and joy, but it's that hour on the treadmill lifting weights that I'm like, that felt good.
So this is like 6 o'clock in the morning,
Usually.
up until like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, either 6 to 7, or now that I don't have to be at court at 8:45 in the morning, sometimes I go at 7 or 7:30.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So now tell me about your ideal client. What's kind of their profile? Anything, any details you want to share about the type of ideal clients you've been attracting, that you want to work with, or that you are working with?
I would say there's two types.
Okay.
One if you're an end user, somebody that's downsizing, happy to sell your house in Parkland or Cooper City, Wellington, wherever you're leaving.
Okay.
And if you want to move to the beach, we have plenty of options. That's one of them. And then the other one, which I would say is mostly because of my family, is my dad and my grandfather worked with a lot of investors. So showing them like North Bay Village, areas that are growing, that are, invest now, and then if you flip it later or you rent it out later, and you'll make a pretty good income, most likely, hopefully. Those are the two areas that I like. And if there's a family moving from the Northeast, I will promote Florida to the nth degree.
Well, it's wild because we see a lot of this, right? So we see a lot of the people coming down and moving here, and then the people that are maybe upsizing because they have kids, and then the investors. The investors pops in my head because we recently went to the W in Pompano Beach, and I know you've been
Yes.
there as well. And I've seen something there I haven't seen in a long time, where if you buy one of their suite residences, which are studios or one bedrooms, they'll lease it back from you for 2 years at 10% of your purchase price. So if I buy a hotel suite at the W for 900 grand, they're going to give us 90,000 a year for 2 years guaranteed up front. It's unbelievable for an investment, right?
It's a great investment, and Pompano's growing. It's really getting a facelift over there because they have the W's there. The Ritz just got built there, and Armani Casa is there too.
And all the fancy landscaping and the cool vibes of all. I mean, it's very impressive. So
yeah,
maybe your clients will end up going there. The investors will be there.
for sure.
We're at the segment now where you could ask anything you want of me.
Oh,
So you could ask your broker any question that you would love to know, or you can ask any question about the wonderful company that you're part of. And it's my pleasure to answer that question. So anything you would love to know about me or the company.
Okay. I want to know, because we have the same area code, 516, how you got to Florida.
Oh, how I got to Florida. That was pretty cool. So I graduated early. I went to a school called Baruch in New York City.
Yes.
I had a degree in marketing and business management. And then I had an opportunity to move here where I could open up a lending company with my brother. So we went partners on a lending company after I saved up some money. And it was either it worked or I would go home in 6 months. So there was no option. And once I got here, I was like, it has to work. So I had an obsessive drive in the 6 months. And in the 6 months, I barely made anything. And that was okay. I was okay because I was like, I am not going back. And the one thought in my head was, there's no shot in hell I'm going back to live with my parents and explaining to them that I could not figure this out. So from that point forward, we had that lending company for 5 years and I grew it to like 3 locations. So that was the beginning of like, I know I can grow things. Lending was nice and it was at a time when there was this big boom in the United States, but I wasn't very passionate about it. It wasn't like, oh my God, I love lending, you know? So in 08, 09, there was a crash. And then that's when I did a lot of soul searching as to what I truly want to do with the gifts that have been given to me. And then real estate popped in my head. And then I've been doing this for 17 plus years, you know? So sometimes you don't know where life takes you. At the moment of this transition point, it seemed really difficult. And now that I look back, it was an amazing gift that I didn't continue that former route of lending and now I do real estate. But the things I learned there, how to manage people, how to grow a company, how to believe in yourself and not have failures are not an option, got me to this point. So that's how the heck I ended up here. And when I moved down, I was 22.
Okay.
And I would tell people I was 28 because I'm a young guy dealing with their finances.
Fair enough.
You know? So then at some point when I was 28, I was like, I'm 28. And they're like, wait a minute, you've been 28 for like 5 years. So I finally got to own it. And now that I'm older, what I realize is even if you're young, people will have respect for what you do as long as you know what you're doing. And that's what it is. People had faith in me even though I was young. You know, so it's just pretty cool. So when I meet like young kids that come work for us and they're 20, 21, 22, I tell them the same speech. Doesn't matter your age. just show people you're competent, you want it, and you want to go for it. So thank you for a lovely question. Nobody's asked me that yet.
Oh, really?
It's just pretty cool. It's just pretty cool. So we're gonna now go towards the end of our interview, and we're gonna have a lot more fun with it. So
Okay.
I'm inviting people back who answered this question and fulfill it.
Oh.
So the question is what dream property are you selling in the short-term future within the next 1 or 2 years to your future client? What property would that be? Would it be a penthouse? Would it be a big home? Would it, what would it be?
What would it be? I have to pick one?
Just one for now.
Just one
for
for
now,
now?
because we want to get very specific on what we want. And when you're specific, it's how we capture what we're looking for. So it could be the biggest house in Parkland, it could be a penthouse at Ritz, or it could be, you know, a combined unit at Ritz, or anything you want. Or it could be down the block here at the Continuum.
I mean, listen, I would actually love to sell at the Continuum. I think that is a fantastic project. But I do know which one I want to do is Pagani.
Pagani.
I want to sell the penthouse at Pagani. That would be my goal.
Perfect. And then we remember how much it was.
Millions of dollars.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess. I believe it's about 15 million.
Yes.
I think
it was over
my
10.
realtor head, right? So it's somewhere in that 15. Let's just call it 15 million. Penthouse at Pagani, which is about a mile from where we're doing this video, and you're selling it to your ideal client. Now, is your ideal client local, or are they from the Northeast, or where the heck are they coming from?
They are from the Northeast, and they are ready to retire, and they are ready to live on the water and be able to go downstairs to their boat and have their family visit, and they're going to have their private pool and their cocktail hour, and they're never going to have to leave their building. And they're going to live that lovely, luxurious lifestyle.
So if they're retiring, they're the age range 50 to 70, 60 to 70.
60 to 70.
60 to 70.
Grandkids.
Grandkids.
Grandkids are on the way.
Okay, perfect. All right, so how I'd like to end this is when you do sell the penthouse at Pagani for around $15 million, you're invited to come back here and talk about how you made it happen because you were brave enough to shout it out market the project, go there repeatedly until you get the result, until you win. So we're going to end with you talking to your ideal client on the camera and
Okay.
saying that I look forward to meeting you very shortly, selling you it, however you want to paint it, because you're going to look back on that and you're going to say, I actually did that and attracted that. So with that, I thank you for being on Ancona Talk. I thank you for being a part of the company and bringing us positivity and light, which means a lot. And I leave you to talk to your ideal client.
Okay. This is the I'm looking right there. Okay. So to my fellow Jets fans and Giants fans, yeah, I know we're feeling some pain right now, but I highly recommend that when winter's coming, and if you don't want to shovel your snow again, shovel your driveway, come down here, come look at the projects, enjoy the warm weather, the sunshine, come look at the water view at Pagani. We'll take you around, show you the kitchen and the bathrooms, all the fancy finishes. And in a couple of years, you can live in your $15 million penthouse, which has a 2-car private garage, by the way. So very important, and a gas stove. So no you can, and it goes click. It's very important to Northeastern people.
This is true. This is true.
And I look forward to seeing you and meeting you in the very near future and picking out your cabinet colors. And I mean, they have some great finishes at Pagani. I mean, I'm just like dreaming of their kitchen right now.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
very rare stones, right?
Very rare stones, very rare stones. And they don't just have one option, which I like. You have more than one choice, which is very cool.
You actually have a Jets colored countertop.
Yes.
Okay, it's this dark green, crazy. I've never seen it anywhere else countertop. So we'll call that the Jets fan countertop for your client.
There we go. It's gorgeous. I'll post it on my social media later. You can look at it.
There you go. All right, well, congratulations. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Our hope was today's video at Ancona Talk inspired you and you found value. If you would like to work for our brokerage, connect with one of our many agents, or use our real estate services, then all of our contact information is below for you to message us and we'll immediately reply. We send you good fortune and blessings on your journey.